up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the No Clearance Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, here, back with two amazing people. We got Queen of the Pod, KC, in the place to be. Her new episode of Dare to Talk is out now on YouTube.
Let's go!
Make sure you subscribe.
Yay, yay.
Let's go!
Yay, 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 yay.
Check out Dare to Talk. Go to the Dare to Talk YouTube page. Who's your first guest, KC?
Jesse.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out.
Damn, Tyler, that was fucking.
I ain't want to pronounce his name wrong, man. I was gonna say it wrong. I knew I was gonna say it wrong. So shout out to him, man.
Jesse, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to Jesse. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? No offense taken, my boy. No offense taken, my boy.
The
KC,
look
how
on
you
your
doing?
face when she said
was-
that.
It was the pause.
It was like the fear
Literally.
of God had just come over your face. You was
I
like,
said, shout out to that nigga.
I ain't gonna try that one.
I ain't never heard it said like that before, so I'm not gonna try it right now. We recording.
Today ain't the day.
You feel me? We also got producer of the pod himself, greatest pod producer of all time, Mr. West in the building. Jay, how you doing, my boy?
Bam, 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 bam.
I'm happy to be back. It was a tough week last week, you know. Now I'm back.
Wake up, Mr.
Yeah, man.
West.
You know,
You
y'all
getting
held
that
it
paper
down.
though? You
Yeah,
getting
you know,
that
I
paper,
do
man.
some,
You know?
you know what I'm saying? Little song, you know.
Shout out to all my
The
niggas with a job.
Munions.
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to all
that
my
J.O.B.
niggas with a job. You feel me?
Capital J.
That J.O.B. with the benefits. With the benefits.
If you're not on somebody's payroll, get on it.
Get on
With
it.
the savings plan. With the
With the-
401k. 403b. Shout out to all y'all niggas, man.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Saving for
What's the
retirement.
403B?
If you work for a nonprofit.
Normally that's for the people who
Oh.
work for nonprofits or government, or I thought teachers get the 403b. No. I don't know
only
nothing
know
no more.
401k.
You feel me?
Oh,
Well, good for you, my nigga.
I got 403B.
3 numbers and a
I'm about
letter.
to look,
You feel me?
Look into
You know what
some
I'm saying?
shit.
You
yeah.
got some.
If
You got some.
If
You're
you
saving
got
for the
3 numbers
future.
and a letter, if you got 3 numbers and a letter next to
You
your account,
on the right track.
Yeah, you're on the right track. But yeah,
you doing good.
I'm back.
All right, that's
I'm back.
good, man. Well, now that you back, let's get into the episode, man. We starting with Jalen's Nerd News. Jay, what's been going on?
So since I missed a week, this came out the day we recorded last week. I want to talk about the Fantastic Four trailer. I was happy for it. You know, I was excited to see it. I'm be honest. I'm gonna try to be honest in this part of my thing. I was hyped that I watched it again, and it was a little, you know, it was decent. It was decent. I don't know. Did y'all
what made you
happen to
change your
watch
mind?
it?
I did. I thought it was
So
I
at
didn't watch
first, you didn't watch
really
Casey? It's
good.
okay.
No, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I watched it when you first sent it.
All right, word. So, I mean, I just think it was a little lackluster. I feel like it should have been, it didn't feel like it was like, it didn't fully win me over. At first it did, and then watching it again, I was like, oh yeah, this wasn't that great. The only thing I really liked about it was how the Thing looked. And I was happy to see Cousin playing the Thing. From the beginning.
quick question before you continue. What are you looking for in a trailer?
Ooh, good question.
It's got to make you feel something.
A trailer?
It's gotta make
it
you
wasn't
feel
good
something.
then.
Yeah.
It wasn't good then.
It's not that I didn't think it was good. Like, I felt something, but I didn't feel, like, inspired. Like, when I watched the Superman trailer, I was like, oh, I felt inspired. I got chills. With Fantastic Four, this trailer, I just didn't feel, I didn't get the chills. I didn't get the,
It fell flat.
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
fell
that-
flat a little bit.
I
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
honestly, oh, well, how do you feel, Tyler, if you felt differently?
I got very mysterious vibes from the trailer. Like you could tell. I felt like I learned something about the characters just through those quick seconds. You could tell that Mr. Fantastic is trying to, kind of play this perfect role. The Thing is trying to figure his shit out. You feel me? Honestly, what I thoroughly got from it was the fact that the plot, the setting is this 60s, 70s futuristic Jetsons type vibe. That's what it really gave me. And I was like, oh, this is
Okay.
different because this is different because it can't be the like it's got to be another Earth. That's what I thought in my mind because
Yeah.
there was no way you can make a 60s plot and it looked the way it looked. That's because it's too futuristic to be like this world, like this
Now?
Marvel
Yeah.
universe we living in. But it's also old. It's old looking, but it's futuristic. And I was like, this shit is crazy. And then with big ass Galactus and what's my nigga, man? What's my nigga that popped up near the end? He always play a weird ass character, but he's a really good actor.
Who?
Nigga with the
Oh,
gap
the
tooth.
old dude, right? What's his name?
Yeah,
John
yeah, yeah.
Malkovich. I
Yeah,
don't know who he
he
plays.
is. I don't know he playing either, but when he shows up in a movie, you know it's gonna be a good ass movie. Nigga just solid.
Yeah, he in a lot of
So
good movies.
from that, I felt
That's a good point.
like it was gonna be decent. I wasn't a fan of like
Mm-hmm.
like whatever the Torch was doing in that joint. I know he did his little flying around shit, but I got more from just like the plot and the settings, from the settings of the trailer.
Okay, I respect that. That's a good observation. I you know what it is? I just think I don't like the team that much.
Bingo. Here we go.
I
Now
think
we're cooking.
the team. I don't think they look like they got really good chemistry. Like I think what's Cousin's name? I don't know Cousin's name, but I feel like Cousin is gonna mesh with
I know who
everyone
you're talking
well.
about, though.
But I don't know about Pedro, my boy Pedro, man. Pedro Pascal. I don't know about him as Reed Richards. I was doubtful from the beginning. He just don't fit the mold. And it's not because he's a Latino. I think it's just because he just don't got the look. I think of him as somebody completely different. He's too recognizable. I think that's what it is. He's too recognizable. Like that's Pedro Pascal. That's not Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know Captain America was Chris Evans, but like you was calling that nigga Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like that his identity is bigger than the character's identity. So I don't know. I wasn't as hype as I thought I was gonna be. I was initially, and then I was like, after sitting and thinking about it, I was like, kind of fell flat, in my opinion.
Why are we getting this?
Oh, because
The
Marvel
trailer?
got the rights to it. The MCU,
Gotcha.
Disney got the rights. So
here's my thing. I thought that the first one they did was lit.
Yeah, it was
like the
good.
first one, I thought the cast was good, the chemistry was good. It didn't feel, how can I say this? It didn't feel generic. It didn't feel like mix match. And I think when I watched this trailer, it just didn't feel like it was cohesive. You know what I mean?
I feel like it wasn't colorful enough. I feel like we're very used to how colorful the original one was. Because even that one that came on Michael B. Jordan, ain't nobody was excited for it. It was too dark. This one I feel like is in between that color-wise. I just I really like the OG one, even though I guess they weren't critic-wise, they were hated. I guess it was just our generation.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out recently. I like the first one. The second one was bad. That was bad. I didn't like that one. But
no, but the first one was. I thought
the first one was good. I liked it. I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the people they picked, I felt like it made sense.
Yeah.
Now maybe that's what's throwing me off with this new one that's about to come out is that I'm like, I feel like we're just grabbing people because we're like, oh, Pedro's gonna get people to come. You know what I mean? Because people want to see Pedro.
And this was
but
my
then that
point.
Goes to your point of like that not matching the character.
Yes.
And you're just using the likability of a celebrity.
Yes. And this was
know,
my
man.
point about Damson Idris as Black Panther a couple weeks ago when I was talking about it. I was like, he still hasn't made a big enough name where if he becomes a big enough character that he'd be known as Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Like Chadwick Boseman was big. We all knew him already as Chadwick Boseman, but like he didn't overshadow Black Panther, and Black Panther didn't overshadow him. I feel like with this Mr. Fantastic and Pedro Pascal thing, I feel like he's overshadowing his career and where he is right now. He's overshadowing how read the Mr. Fantastic thing. It just looks like Pedro Pascal and a bunch of people.
I believe in Pedro. I
think he's a great actor. I'm not saying he's a bad actor.
Yeah, for sure.
But
absolutely.
I'm saying in the sense of like he was great in Mandalorian, So when it comes to me, I say that when it
voice.
comes to playing a character like a
You think he
superhero
could
or
channel?
something,
Yeah.
He's
I
good in
know
The Last of Us.
I'm very confident. I'm
If y'all
very
watch
confident that he can do it
Okay.
just because of his Mandalorian work. I'm very confident in this.
And like I said, he's damn good in The Last of Us. So
Is that what made him famous? The Last of Us?
Combination of The Mandalorian and The Last of Us.
No, he was in that show. What's the Colombian show?
Oh, Narcos.
Narcos.
He was in
Narcos.
that too.
Ah,
That's where he
got
first got on the radar. Then The Mandalorian blew him up,
Mhm.
and then The Last of Us put him in this another fucking stratosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, I'm gonna check it out.
yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Now, if it's bad, I think Marvel's screwed because this is like
No.
the Fantastic Four is like that's their new thing. Like that's their new team right there. So like it's gonna be the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, like how it was the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So like
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's good. Because if they fail with this and they fail with Captain America and then they fail with the Thunderbolts, I don't fucking know.
Wow, that's a lot of hits.
That's 3
I
L's in
think
a row.
I
I think the
think
Thunderbolts is
Marvel-
going to be amazing, by the way.
I think Marvel needs to have some grace
Yeah.
on
Mm.
this movie in the sense of like, regardless of the ticket sales, continue with the storyline and bringing them into the universe and put the whole
But
story through.
I think they base their next move off of ticket sales, though.
That's fair, but when we look
You
at
know what I mean?
when we look at
so if
Avengers,
the money's not right, they're not going to want to invest into the storyline more. If
Look
you
what
feel
happened
like
with
you're not
Jonathan
gaining.
Majors.
no, I totally understand. I totally understand the how that works.
Mm.
But now, mind you, I wasn't around for all of the early Marvel movies that brought the Avengers together. But you're not gonna tell me all them movies were putting up numbers early on.
No, they wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta go get back to being patient and just making sure.
I see what you like, working
cranking
the long game.
Build up the story for the big win, which is gonna be when they all come together. We all know that is the big win. That's the big W. So build the story up.
So
That's what I'm saying.
Here's my thing, Tyler. I've always been a proponent of this, of like, yeah, the movies that suck, not every Marvel movie was good until
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So like when they be like, oh, Marvel's dead, I was like, this movie's bad, but it's not like worse than anything else they've done that was bad. It's the TV shows, some of them things is abysmal. But yeah.
Not abysmal.
I mean, I have noticed that they do recently they're making larger shifts for example with Jonathan Majors. He was supposed to have his own Avengers movie, and then what happened with him happened, and then they pivoted, and now they're doing, instead of Avengers Kang Dynasty, they're doing Avengers Doomsday. So like they're in a weird place. So this movie better be good. In other MCU news, though, by the way, Jonathan Majors is potentially being considered to make a return as Kang. How do y'all feel about that news? I want to know y'all opinions.
Wait, say that again?
Jonathan Majors is rumored to potentially come back to the MCU to play Kang after he got fired.
Here's my thing. I'm never going to take away from somebody's plate. I think that he needs something just to show like, hey, I know I went through that bullshit, but don't forget my talent.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he has
So maybe
magazine.
this
He has
is
magazine
his-
Dreams coming.
Which is finally coming out because that got postponed because of all the mess too.
The movie about
sucks.
him, being a bodybuilder and whatnot.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that. That actually looks really good.
So I'm gonna make the assumption I'm gonna make the assumption that if he did sign on, he wouldn't be coming back immediately, right? He would have to wait till after this whole storyline goes through.
I don't know. They might bring him back in just to kill him. I don't know, to be honest. If this does happen, I don't know. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
He's
they can
technically
still do
only
it.
been in.
They don't have
he's
to
only
wait.
been
They
in
can
like
still
that
do
Ant-Man
it. Yeah, he only was in Ant and Loki.
and Loki.
Yeah,
So,
that's about it.
But
though.
then they killed them nigga off in Loki, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Oh.
No, that different version of him. Because remember at the end of Ant-Man, there was like a million versions of him.
Yeah, they
were
killed
several,
but in Loki they went and killed like the original.
Yeah.
They went back in time. They went back in time and
In the
got
first
the nigga
one?
that invented. in the last
Oh
season 2.
no,
In the
I
second
think
season?
Tyler's right.
Yeah,
Oh, in
they
the
went
second
back in
season?
time and
Oh, I
got
didn't
the
watch
nigga
the
that.
second
They
season.
did time travel. I think.
And
I
that
think
nigga
you're right.
was supposed to save the space time
that's how they
continuum.
got
That
rid
nigga
of
went
him?
outside and just turned in a string. That nigga just fucking disappeared. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, I didn't watch the second season of
Oh.
that.
It was hard.
Oh, so that's how they got rid of Kane?
I
Oh, I
want to
didn't
say
know
you're
that.
right
Yeah.
though.
Damn, that's
Maybe
crazy.
I'm tripping.
But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna come back or not. I kind of don't want. I kind of if he declines, I respect it.
Wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. But yeah, that's all I got today. Besides recommending Invincible season 3. If y'all
I still
haven't
got to watch
watched
1 and 2.
Invincible,
So
that shit's fire. The third season
football season's over.
started off
So
good.
I need some things.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Invincible season
That is
3.
Jalen's Nerd News, man. Big shout out. Appreciate that, Jay.
Woo woo.
Now we move on to KC's tea. KC, what's been going on in the world?
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your teacups and clank them. We are talking about Miss Nikki Baby and LeAngelo Ball. So if you haven't heard,
Jello.
Miss Nikki Baby just welcomed her second child with LeAngelo. And just so
got
that
2
y'all have a
babies?
little, he has 2.
First
of all, I
the
think
youngest one.
That's
he's
the
the
middle
middle
one.
child.
That's the middle one. The sunglasses one. The one who got.
That's the one who's swerving in the corner getting milk and not coming back. So
Not
he
coming back.
Getting milk.
Oh shit!
no, not coming. Literally,
This
not
nigga
coming
went
back.
for a pack of cigarettes.
Oh. So basically, Miss Nikki goes on to say that he cheated and left her with these 2 kids,
Allegedly.
and allegedly, and is seen with this other woman who goes ahead, gets on social media, Instagram, and says, you know, I'm not no home wrecker, this, that, and the third. This man loves it here type of energy. And I feel for Nikki, but I don't at the same time.
That's the black
I
woman,
am
right? That he's
Is
with
she
now.
black
black?
woman. Yeah,
That's the black woman he with now.
No, not Nikki. Nikki is, I think she's like Italian or something.
Oh,
but
yeah, no,
the
that's
girl
the
he's
white
with
girl.
now is black. But here's my thing. So I think oftentimes we see people treat a child like that's gonna keep a man locked in. You understand? And just to help you break down the mentality, Nikki is about 34.
Okay.
LeAngelo is about 26.
Okay.
Now, we all know that women mature faster than men. This is scientific. You know what I mean? Not my fault. Men mature slower. He is 26. He's been in the limelight for quite a bit of time. So I would like to say that I feel like that delayed his like process because you have access to everything. So you don't know how can I say this? You have access to everything.
Yeah.
Like you get your way more than the average person.
And he
So
don't
I
ever
think
have a lot
that
going
hinders. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think that hinders somebody's maturity, right? So I think, do I think their love was fake? No, I'm sure that he felt some type of way towards her and like had feelings for her. I think she had feeling towards him, but I don't think that they should have had the kids. Now, I think every child is God's gift to earth. But I think we need to be thinking about when we're bringing kids into this world, this man showed you who he was before you had this second child, right? And this is, once again, we see this in real life, celeb life. I just feel like you didn't solidify that relationship enough when that first baby was born to then have the second one. And for him to leave so quickly, I mean, not saying he's not a deadbeat, because if he's not in that child, allegedly, if he up and left and is not involved in the kids, and you know,
LeVar would
that's,
not allow that.
you know what I mean? But what I'm
LeVar would
saying
not.
is you can't hold a man to something that he never showed you. And I don't know if he showed her that he's like really about this family man life. He's really still young. So I don't.
LeVar's probably pissed.
Can I respectfully say this whole women maturing faster than men? This is kind of some bullshit. Now
you can look it up.
I know scientifically, look, probably physically, sure, but at the end of the day, that's a little, it's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch. I'm gonna say.
I wouldn't say it's.
Here's my thing: if she was so goddamn mature, she wouldn't have.
Ooh. Okay, Tyler, you might have this. You might have this.
I didn't want to say it.
But here, so then, because
Come on,
I
dog.
I also thought
two
that.
ways. It takes two to tango. You know what I'm saying?
She said, so I thought that way as well, right? I was just like, okay, what if she got caught up in the infatuation, right? And wasn't really love, but it's like, oh, I like touching you, you like touching me. Or here's my thing, she's 34. You know, they love to tell women like, ooh, that's a geriatric pregnancy. You know what I mean? You getting up there. So maybe she felt like, hey, let me just get my kids and be about my business.
I just feel bad for her because she doing this to the brokest Ball brother. Like she gonna do this with the brokest Ball brother.
Bro, he got an 8-figure deal.
Yeah, but he's still the brokest Ball brother. Now he got an 8-figure deal. Before he got the 8-figure deal, what was he doing? He wasn't even playing overseas. He wasn't playing overseas. He was begging to get in the motherfucking
you don't know how he was getting money out here.
So here,
of his brothers, I know what he was doing.
I will say this: I do think that there was probably a shift because I'm not gonna hold you. I hate when motherfuckers say money not gonna change me. I promise you. Let me get 8 figures in my account. I'm not going to the hood at all. I go once a year to give out turkeys. That's about it. I'm changing. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm saying. I think his mentality, if I'm the middle child, I'm like you going off what you said, Jalen, he's not the one that gets all the attention. The oldest and the baby is getting, more of the accolades and the attention as far as sports go. You kind of feel like, okay, maybe sports is not my thing, but what is? You're trying to figure shit out. You get into music starting to pop. People really fucking with it. You start to feel yourself.
He got a little.
And I think that's the other thing too. He's like, oh, I'm starting to, find my purpose. These kids is gonna hold me back. This
how
is
you
all
feel
alleged.
about
Alleged.
How you feel about? You ain't got to answer this, KC. Mind you,
yeah.
I don't respect cheating at all. I don't respect cheating. But how you feel about a nigga who with a white woman cheating on her with a black woman?
I mean, I think God is good all the time, huh?
I thought here's the thing. The man really swerved in the corner. Whoa.
He swerved in the corner.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, he was with this little pretty light-skinned girl that played for UCLA back in the day. And he left her for Nikki. What's her face?
Hey, who is
Ms.Nikki Baby?
Who is this Ms.Nikki Baby?
What does she do?
Ms.Nikki Baby was introduced to the world on Love and Hip Hop, as all good law-abiding citizens are. She was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
She looked like she had a couple surgeries.
She has.
She's not a very attractive woman.
I say that respectful.
I don't think. Here's my thing. I don't think Nikki's ugly.
I don't
think she's ugly. I will say we got to chill on the procedures though. Like she's one procedure away from like not having a nose.
Yo,
Michael Jackson. That's crazy.
Yeah, like that's thin.
That's unfortunate.
That's just too thin.
That's extremely.
I don't think she's ugly, but
no, she's not.
I don't think she's ugly. There's worse people.
No,
I'm not a fan of her face.
I am quite surprised at LeAngelo though, especially with who his father is.
Yeah.
But mind you, I think how many kids Lonzo got?
Lonzo got one. I think he only got one.
I am surprised at the way he would be moving when you got two kids when you got two kids. That's just at some point it's like there's no women that can do is gonna break this family up. I'm sure he's a good father and all, but it's a tough situation.
Here's my thing. I also think we as a society treat babies less serious than we do marriage. You understand?
I think it's the opposite.
No, I think that we motherfuckers out here popping out kids like nothing.
No, they do.
You know what I mean? But they don't get married. They don't see marriage as something that's like, people like, oh, that's just a piece of paper. I don't think people understand what marriage symbolizes.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
You know what I mean?
I think brothers out here take marriage more seriously. I think that's what you said, right? They take having kids. Okay, yeah, you're right.
No, they take having kids less serious. Yeah.
No, I think I actually do think they take having kids more serious because I feel like it's more in the sense of Now, mind you, I know they ain't thinking about it when they up in that
Yeah.
coochie, but there's also a thought for a lot of dudes that is like populating the earth is a little bit more of
a priority.
a priority. You know,
Which
what
is
I'm
a
saying?
strange thing. I don't know why.
Or a
you would
lot of
want to
dudes feel
populate
like
the
they.
earth a
I
lot.
mean, and a lot of dudes feel like they could be better fathers than husbands.
She's a
you know,
Which do you think that like is a real thing though?
I feel like it's a connected thing. It's supposed to be connected.
It's
Yeah.
very connected because you can really only raise a good child. Man, I don't. My opinion. I'm not acting like I'm an expert. You can only really raise a good child by like showing them how you treat your
Each
spouse.
other, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You gotta. It's something that's got to be visible. And it's just but you can also show a child how two people can like
Mhm.
effectively communicate, and they don't have to be together, right? They could effectively communicate and raise this child, together. But if it's toxic, then that's different. But if y'all know how to work together and raise them,
I think us as a society, our generation, we're just having way too many kids. And like I said, I'm not somebody that quotes the Bible, but he went off about wedlock. He did his big one. That was the
KC.
firest bar.
Casey, niggas in the 60s and 70s was having 8 to 10. Like
they was having a lot of kids.
Or
Think
five
about
five to 10. Like we not having that many kids.
My mother
families
was
is
having,
way smaller.
My mother was one.
You know what? Y'all
was the
got
only
that.
girl of 9. So
yeah, families
my
are way
mom is the only girl
nowadays.
of 15. So, but here, okay.
Casey.
No,
and
but
they
here's
had
my
less
thing.
money. There wasn't that much
No,
money.
they
out
had
there
less money, but this is what I'm thinking. There was more of a family unit. Like what you're talking about, Tyler. You're saying marriage or not, we are unit. We're lacking that unit piece.
Yeah.
Like
was
we're just
also
out here
crazy-
having kids, but we're not like, oh, that's still your father.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I got some
Fathers
aunties
was
and
having
uncles.
2 families back in the day.
It's dysfunctional. There you go. It's not as tight. Yeah.
I got some aunties, and they're my uncle is not my uncle by any means. Besides they have a bunch of kids together, but you still call him your uncle. They ain't never been married. They ain't never.
That's common law. Yeah.
Nowadays, people have the babies, they break up. They don't try to make it work. So
See. So maybe it's not the kids. So maybe I think you're right then. It's the marital relationship shit that it's not tight. But that goes more to the point of like we're having kids with people that you don't necessarily really know for real.
Yeah.
And then it's like you have this kid and it's like, oh, you're actually an asshole. You're actually not a good person. But I've already had this kid. You know what I mean?
Now you're stuck.
That's why I'm saying, like, we're not treating having kids as like this, like, you're locked in for life. Fuck 18 years. That's until
it should be something that scares people more. And it doesn't.
And you know what? And I'm going to take it to the hoop one more time. People don't understand genetic makeup as well. Huh? Okay? You gotta do. No, I'm being for real. You gotta do your background check. If we both carry fucking sickle cell, that means Lil Leroy going to have sickle cell. This is stuff that you gotta look into. Like I say this trying to be funny, but I'm being for real. You gotta know your partner's history, their family history, and stuff like that, because that is gonna be on your child.
You gotta know if gout runs in their family.
You gotta know if that baby gonna have the gout. You understand?
You gotta know if you're gonna have the sugar at some point if you feed him too much. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about these things.
Gout isn't something you carry.
I don't think it's genetic.
I don't know if it's genetic. It just sounded good at the time.
But you see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be too worried about the height. No, baby. What's going on in the inside of that baby's body?
But to get all seriousness, I understand your point now, Casey.
No,
people people take marriage. I feel like people take marriage more seriously than having a baby for sure. Because people be like, oh, we getting married, we have to be together forever. This is a real commitment. But they don't think that of having a baby is the same level of commitment.
No.
They just going in,
popping them bitches out.
Having unprotected sex. Just dipping and dabbing.
And then you talk about, oh, well, that witch is crazy. And da-da-da. She was crazy before you put that in her.
Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah,
I also think niggas ain't pay attention in health class.
That too.
I truly think a lot of niggas don't be knowing that they don't believe like science really work.
Niggas
Like,
really
they
believe
really-
in the pull-out method like crazy.
Well, and also a lot of women out there don't believe science work. You're
That's
not
fair.
out here.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're not out here
Yeah.
on the. You want to get freaky, but you ain't on that IUD. You ain't on that birth
You ain't got
control.
no control. No, but we did it doggy style. You can still get pregnant,
Yeah,
baby.
still-
Mhm.
Bruh.
There ain't
I'm
no
trying.
position that could protect you from that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
the knowledge.
So just,
You just
God
gotta be
bless
careful.
y'all, man.
You gotta watch who you have babies with because situations like this continue to happen, especially in black entertainment. The white folks
LeAngelo,
don't
keep
talk
your head
about
up,
their
my boy.
situations as much as we do.
keep his head up.
Keep your head up, my boy.
Keep your head on a swivel, bro. Keep your head on a swivel. He obviously
hey.
he doesn't
Hey,
know how to
respectfully-
because he got caught stealing.
No. But respectfully, Casey, like,
He got a black
it's
woman.
gonna
now.
be a long road for this nigga. You got 2 kids with a woman you not with. You got to deal with not only
Yeah.
you're not dealing with the kids. You raising the kids, but you got to deal with the baby mama. That is not anything I would wish upon any black man.
But you know what? I would not wish that on a black man. But you know what?
So all I'm
I don't
saying
know how
is,
many minutes or seconds that was to get those 2, but I hope it was lovely.
But that's what I'm saying, though, Casey. I hope my nigga keep his head up, bro. Keep pushing.
I don't
man. Get
want
your money.
anyone in these
That's all it is.
situations. You know what I'm saying? It always gets messy when they break up and then get a new person.
And
It's
then
always
it
so
also,
disgruntled. Someone's feelings is hurt. It's so sad. It's a terrible situation.
Here's the other thing too. The black woman that he's with, I'm kind of looking at you weird because this second kid is fresh.
Yeah.
So
he just
you
had
with a
the- she just
man,
had
you
that
know what I
baby.
mean? I think that's telling of
She
who a
chasing the
guy
bag.
is.
She swerved bend the corner. Whoa.
And so he needs to keep his head on the swivel because
He need
now
another song.
women are gonna come to him because they know
Yep.
that he's
Tim,
coming into money.
You
Yeah.
thinking Jello hopped on the first chick that gave him a little bit of play while he's popping?
I think so.
Oh man, Jello, man.
I just
you
say
know
you
he
gotta-
has
I
never
can't
been
judge
the,
nobody, man.
I'm be honest with you, the brother's
I'm not
never
judging.
the brother's never been
I
the
just
best
need him to
decision maker.
focus.
You gotta
No, they
admit
just
he
need to
ain't never
focus.
been the best decision maker. You know,
He really needs to be careful.
Homie
I
go-
need his dad to kind of keep him. You know what I
homie
mean?
grew up
Nah,
in the
he a grown
suburbs
man. It's
in a
over.
rich neighborhood.
I
He's 26
understand he a
years
grown
old.
man.
He's
It's
but-
over,
26
Casey.
years old.
Pops can't do nothing now.
Yeah.
Pops can't do
Damn.
nothing.
His father could
I
just
just
shake
don't
his
want him to
head.
blow through this money.
Pops
Oh,
got
he-
all 3 of his sons a
He
good
blowing
chunk of
through that
cash. He done. He retired. He chilling, man. He
Yeah.
chilling by the lake. Sipping
LeVar,
on
him and his wife. I'm
pina colada.
hoping she is still recovering from that stroke from a couple
Big
years
facts.
ago.
Big facts. Shout out to
I
the
know.
Ball
I
family,
used to
man.
watch the show.
I used to watch
Shout
the
out
show
to the
too. That's
Ball
how I knew
fam.
about the little light skinned girl from
Okay, well
UCLA.
that is Casey's tea time.
All right, let's get to the main topic, man. Big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl, baby. We did that. We did that. We the champs. We the champs. What? They tried to talk about Hurts. They said he wouldn't win a Super Bowl. Guess what? He did. He the only quarterback drafted after Patrick Mahomes to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. Real niggas do that shit. You feel me? Everybody talking that trash this whole season. Hey, Washington fans, whoop that ass. That's what we did. You feel me?
Can I just say, I think sometimes I underestimate you, Tyler, and I feel like, all right, Tyler's dressing it up. But to see on the TV, not one person predicted that the fucking Eagles would win. Not one. They all were like, Chiefs. Everybody
Bruh.
want to talk sweet about the Eagles.
All I know is, bro. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for getting there. You know what I'm saying? But my pops, we was like, we're gonna win by at least 13. Now I knew we had to win by double digits to win the game. If it was
nasty.
close, it wasn't gonna be good for us. We had to win by double digits. But damn,
That
we
was
put that ass
slaughter.
whooping on them. You feel me?
Yeah, that
Beautiful.
was slaughter.
Shout out to Hurst to winning the MVP. You know what I'm saying?
That's such a hating ass clap.
Man, it just feels good. You feel me?
I'm
It
just
feels
clapping. Good. I'm just clapping to congratulate Tyler on his team's win.
You can have a little more tempo though, huh?
Yeah.
No. I need that hating ass shit, man.
I'll be honest with you. I respect the Eagles. You know, they gained some of my respect. They got some players I like. They got Saquon, racist white wife. And Jalen Hurts,
niggas, man.
super Jalen. You know what I'm saying? So, it took a, 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 it It took a black man with a racist ass wife to get beat by another black man with a racist ass wife and a
You
black
forget.
man with a
You
black
forget.
wife. That's all I
Oh
got to
I'm about
say.
to say.
shit!
The
I'm
black
about
man
to
with the
say,
black wife had to
Saquon,
overpower the racism.
Saquon ain't even do much.
And
It was
Saquon
the
ain't do a
black.
damn
It was that
thing.
black quarterback with his black woman
Yeah.
that beat that biracial boy and his white wife.
I will
Just
say,
saying.
yeah, you are. I'm just saying, I've been catching some strays, and I'm not even biracial. I'm organically light skinned.
Not organically. I'm
Uh,
fucking.
And I just want to say, congrats to the Eagles. I will say, as a former defensive lineman, Division II defensive lineman,
Come on, Division 2. Yeah, talk that shit. Yeah. Let them know.
I really appreciated the defensive line play. That shit gave me goosebumps. I hate to say it. But that was really cool to watch. I'm just saying,
Tyler looked like a
the
proud dad.
linebackers didn't even have to assist. They didn't even blitz the whole game. They really came with 4 down linemen, 4-man rush the whole game. These niggas was spinning. These niggas was swimming. These niggas was ripping. It was strong arms to the sacks. Oh, God, I hate it. I hate you. I hate you, Eagles. I hate you so much. Congrats.
and because the Eagles were so dominant in this game, the best part of the Super Bowl this year was the halftime performance put on by no
Say
other
Drake.
than Kung Fu Kenny, OK Llama, Pulitzer Prize winning rapper, 5-time Grammy Award winner this year, Kendrick Lamar. Khadijah, KC.
Oh, first name.
I said,
Come on.
yeah. KC,
Yeah.
what was your thoughts on the halftime performance?
So I like to watch the interviews that they do before with the performers, just to kind of gauge, like, all right, where their mind is at. And so off that interview, I already knew that we're getting content, we're getting quality, we're getting a production. And his main thing was, I am going to tell a story. I'm currently in like the present. So when he said that, I was like, okay, we're not getting all that like okie dokie, all his hits, and we're just running through them, right? I also knew that I'm like, he has to do Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Absolutely cannot not do it. If he didn't do it, it would have been cool, right? The show would have still been cool. But I think that was the cherry on top. I loved every ounce of the halftime show. Like, I was literally up. You know what I mean? That was the first time, besides Beyonce, that I was like up and like really engaged. And I was just like, wow, like it was really good. I was so confused on why well, I'm not confused, but I was just really like grabbing my pearls. Like, what did y'all not watch what I watched?
Yeah.
Like I have no notes.
The
like
shit
the
was
shit
great.
was
The shit was
superb. I have no fucking notes.
I,
Kendrick ate that shit.
I do have notes. I have one note.
Shit.
I have one note.
This
I,
nigga Ty.
I have one note.
I do happen to have notes.
I have one note. The audio, his mic in the beginning was kind of low.
Yeah, it's a
because
little
he
bit.
had like a solo. He had like a solo, little rap bar to start off, and I could, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, and
it
you're
was
right.
hard
And
to
there
hear
wasn't
it.
music or anything in the back.
And
I had
they
to turn
didn't.
my
And
sound
it
bar
really
up to
didn't fix
100.
the mic. They didn't fix the mic till like, till he got down from the first stage, I think. And then
Yeah.
it got clear. Then it sounded way better. But I was like, dang man, everything, you wishing everything is ready to go, ready,
Yeah,
crisp.
crisp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, no, you're right. Jay, what was your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really hear the audio problems because I was screaming the whole time.
Oh,
I was losing my goddamn mind. I was jumping up and down. I was vibing. It was amazing. The whole room was going crazy. Just being in an environment with a bunch of people, we was losing it. When Serena came out, crip walking,
beautiful.
I jumped up and screamed with joy. I was like, "This is the final nail in the coffin. He did it. He killed Drake. He killed him. He killed him. It's done. Drake will never financially recover after this.
Here's my thing though. It wasn't all about Drake.
It wasn't
No,
all
it
about
was
Drake,
not.
but like
It wasn't. It was a bonus though.
yeah,
it was
a
nice.
bonus.
Like,
It was
know.
just beautiful to see especially with Samuel Jackson playing Uncle Sam and
That was a nice touch.
talking like everything he said. It just was like from setup to setup, it was just perfect.
It reminded me of the College Dropout album.
Okay.
With when the nigga sounded like Bernie Mac, but it wasn't Bernie Mac. D. Ray Davis was like, "Wait a minute, Kanye, you're supposed to make music for the kids," and like like everything he did was just
like that
judged.
banter.
Yeah.
I got Spike Lee vibes.
Okay. Yeah. No, Samuel L. played a pivotal role in the halftime performance.
Absolutely.
Telling him in the beginning that like, oh, it was too street, too hood. You got to make
ghetto.
it, more palatable, pretty much. And then that's when he switched it up and performed stuff from Damn, which of course was the album that was more critically acclaimed, right? And then he was, it's almost like, man, fuck it, I got to do me. I can't worry about this shit. And my favorite dance part was him perform Peekaboo, and they was on the X, and it was
that
just spinning.
shit was
that
hard.
Was hard.
That shit was.
That was sick.
Was hard.
And then when you catch him on the side, kind of bopping out, I was like, Man.
I like when he went under the street light.
Oh, that was beautiful, man.
They was what's
they
it called?
They was singing, man. They was
singing.
doing the doo-wop.
The doo-wop.
So that part I found very interesting. So it kind of made me think about that song differently. When he did that part, right? They were all dressed in white. It made me think of in the hood, there's always those corners that have like the teddy bears, the candles, and all that shit. It kind of made me feel like that. Then when Sam came by and he said, deduct one life.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought about the connection of when we get to a point where we have someone who is speaking for the Black culture in the right direction, it's like we're always given a setback. Does that make sense? And so I saw this and I felt this, right? And then I saw a girl, she made the connection to MLK. And she was like, you got to think, we were making progress, right? And really getting rights and all these things. Then he's assassinated. Deduct one life.
And you got to think, because at that poll, he's performing Man at the Garden. One of them songs where it's like really some positivity, like, I deserve it all, twice emotional stability. You know what I'm saying? He's just speaking,
you know what I mean?
Just greatness on your life.
And it made me feel like this man's not in a garden, he's in a cemetery. Like, I think he's at like having this revelation. Because you got to think about it. When are you reflecting on life? When someone passes, that's when you're forced to like sit with yourself and reflect on like, damn, like, where am I at? Where do I want to be? And so that little snippet, now I don't know if that was, Dot's intention, but just that one scene, I was just like, damn, that was kind of,
that was deep.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
That was deep. That was heavy.
For sure. Apparently, I saw something on Instagram. There was a section where all the dancers was out on the platform, they spelled out Compton in Braille.
Oh, that shit's hard. I did see that.
And I was like, hey, this is wild. Shout out DJ Mustard.
Yeah, DJ Mustard.
For coming on at the end. They ain't get that nigga no choreography.
Nothing at all.
They thought that nigga just walked in.
No, but he knew exactly
what
he needed to do.
They said run, Mustard,
did exactly
run.
What he just hyped that shit up.
I'm glad he
Mustard.
ended. I'm glad he ended on TV off instead of finishing with They Not Like Us.
Yeah.
I know that was a good touch.
You know what I'm saying? That was a good touch. And I'm glad the way he teased They Not Like Us throughout the performance.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, come on and do it. Golly.
Well, he was
and
like,
when he looked directly at
the
the camera. Nigga looking directly at the camera. Say Drake. He's like, yo.
With his evil smirk. With his evil
devious,
smirk.
bro.
Devious. He's
this
devious.
With the flare jeans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this man came.
Nigga had bell bottoms on, looking like your uncle
had the
in
bellies.
the 70s.
I might have to try them on. I might have to go see what.
This is.
I might have to try on
honestly,
the bell bottoms, my nigga.
I honestly was worried about, like, not worried, but I was just like, okay, like, when is this gonna come on? What songs are we doing? I knew there weren't gonna be a lot of songs because it's like, no, nigga, you got to buy the concert tickets. So, but I am glad that the show kind of went in waves.
Yep.
Right? So the beginning where he's in the flag and it's divided, that was very intentional, right? So transitioning from that to then Peekaboo to then Scissors part. I think Scissors part was great too when she was doing
She sounded amazing.
She was singing too.
Oh my God. Like her runs,
singing.
I was like, yeah, Kendrick made sure she arrived. You know what I mean? Like you got to show up and show out. It was great. I think her part wasn't big, but it was necessary, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it added that like black joy and like, you know what I mean?
He was moving too.
Yeah. I mean, he worked the hell out of that.
He was moving.
And I didn't see for Beyonce, she had for her Bebo, she had a car with a fan in it. That man was moving on his own.
Yeah.
Like he was really in pockets and moving. The breath control, I don't think people gave him enough credit for that. For him to be able to like deliver the lyrics, the breath control, the way he was able to move it, didn't sound winded. So that tells me he had to do a lot of like conditioning.
He runs 6 miles a day.
Yeah, I mean you had to.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Oh man. Well, KCA earlier you was talking about other people's opinions on the concert. Mind you, I haven't seen any like I haven't seen any social media backlash, but at work, I know at my job at least, mind you, I go to work with some older white people. I know one lady was like, I never even heard of Kendrick Lamar, which was like interesting. Another lady was like, they of course they ain't had no team in the fight. They turned it off at halftime. They're like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's revealing in itself.
I had an older black man tell me.
My mama was dancing though. My mama was dancing.
Hey.
I had an older black man said to me at work, you like that? You liked it? Literally like that.
You know, I mean, look,
here's my thing though. I feel like I have no problem with people saying they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also somebody that's like, hey, so what did you not like about it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, break it down. There's some people that's like, you know what? I'm not into rap. I'm not into rap. I'm not into Kendrick, but I can respect the artistry and the storytelling he did. Yeah. So if you're somebody that didn't like it, but you can respect the artistry and the like effort it takes to make 13 minutes, work and do a whole, run through a fucking African American history, essentially, right? That was fucking social studies. Into 13 minutes. If you can respect that and still say, but that's not my cup of tea, I don't mind. Cool. But when you got black people that is like, oh, that's not what the halftime's for. You're supposed to entertain and da-da-da. That just goes to show this is why he did that. Yeah. Like you're so dull in the head, and so
it wasn't even. I don't even
how
feel
could you
like
not
it was
be
that
entertained
crazy.
By it if you like.
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Music.
I don't know why people thought it was like he had.
I get it. You know
symbols.
what? Here's my thing. I can't fault nobody that's like I didn't find it entertaining because there was a time when fucking YouTube was on there, and I didn't find that. You know what I mean? Like there's certain artists I give it to them. Like cool, I respect that. But it bothers me when you're somebody that's like, oh, I didn't like it. Cool. What do you not like about it? Then you can't tell me anything. Mm-hmm. And then especially as a black person, it's like, oh, you didn't like, what part did you not like? Yeah. Not saying because you black, you automatically have to like it, but I want to know what area is it that, you know what I mean?
I might
it's
be
like you say, oh, this is, you got to get feedback.
Yeah, not being in the rap music is a valid argument. Yeah. But if you're in the rap music and you don't have a reason, you just sound like you hating just to hate.
You being a hater.
Yeah,
I might be tripping.
Think you're adding to you're the reason why we even have to announce it. Like, hey, we gotta get this shit together. Yeah, game over.
I swear though. I mean, and look, I haven't watched all of the Super Bowl performances, right? But, bruh, a lot of them white performers, bruh, they get up on stage, sing the songs, and it's over. Like, when we get Beyonce performing, when we get Kendrick, these people put together these crazy sets, these the choreography, the stories, and it's like
we was even bumping the Katy Perry,
bruh. When Missy Elliott popped out,
when Missy Elliott popped out, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these entertainment, some of these when they're like I get your point, Ty. Like when they're like fucking spectacles, it's gonna entertain. A lot of these white people don't be doing that. No offense.
They don't. They don't put it together. You know what I'm saying?
Or if they do, like only reason why I know Coldplay's performance, that's the one where Beyonce
And Bruno
and
Mars.
Bruno Mars was there.
Yeah.
These
So
niggas
people
knew.
don't really tell you about Coldplay. They're like, oh yeah, Bruno and B killed that.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So why
it's
not
just
just
like,
have them do it?
And this goes more to my point of why Lil Wayne could not do the Super Bowl. That man, and this is no shade to Lil Wayne, I respect his catalog, but performing at the Super Bowl and doing a show is two different things. It's the Super Bowl is a production. This is something you're not getting paid to do, so you have to invest. I don't see every other, people are not going to invest willy-nilly into this shit. The amount of time and effort, Kendrick gutted the GNX to have it like a Trojan horse, so people are just popping out. Like the
That jump was
investment.
How many? I was like, how many niggas gonna come out the GNX?
Do you understand? Like the investment you have to
They
do
was
as an
popping out that
artist.
motherfucker too.
You have to have vision.
Yeah.
Not everybody has vision and can do you know what I mean?
Think about-
a production.
Think about when The Weeknd did his. That nigga was running through a room of mirrors.
And
Yeah,
he,
that was
he
crazy.
spent millions on that shit.
Like you can't just have a show when you're on stage rapping or on stage singing. You have to have a full fucking performance. It's like it's like a fucking play. Like a one-person show.
One last thing for me. You could tell Kendrick was gonna do what he want when he ain't performed now one hit
Nope.
from Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly. He did perform.
People
Damn.
were upset about
But
that though. Some
to
people
not
I've seen that.
perform, some of them to not perform his hits, you're like, yo, he really is like, I'm just.
He came in
as
with
he,
a
as he
purpose.
said in his interview,
Mhm.
as he said in his interview, Apple Music interview, he's in a space where he has to be cool with himself. Like he got to do what he wants to do. And he's put himself in a position to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but honestly, I loved it, man. I loved it because GNX on his own is a really good project, especially to get people moving and grooving. My daughter was dancing, bro.
She recognized real.
My daughter was dancing, bro. So, I also been playing that joint in the car. She
you have taste. Yeah.
She be popping her head up like, is that the same song? So shout out to Kendrick, man.
Yeah, shout out.
Okay,
Kendrick.
Llama.
Great performance.
Great performance. Great Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the most. I think it was the most viewed. It beat Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it beat Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had the first one.
Yeah.
Well, the first
It's
halftime
like
performance.
133 million or something. Just something crazy.
And even Michael Jackson had a fucking production. And this was the
Do you
first one ever.
understand?
You know what I'm saying?
Like I just don't get it. I think for him to be a rapper and the bar is set high.
Yeah.
Very high.
There's no excuse.
But even think about with Dr. Dre, they did a fucking production. They had the fucking bus and they would switch. Like the camera is a camera following you. You know what I'm saying? It's not
and
like
I will
it's just
say,
on
I
stage.
feel like cinematically being at the house, it was phenomenal.
It's better
to
at the
watch.
house, I would imagine.
Like when he popped up for Peekaboo, I was like, oh, that shit
That was
right
hard.
there.
That was hard.
That was hard.
That was hard.
That was
about to
like,
watch
oh,
it
the
again.
way he thought through, like the way he had the camera following him in the circle, like the whole shit was top notch.
Next year's Super Bowl will be in quotes, San Francisco. The stadium's in Santa Clara, wherever, but it will be the San Francisco 49ers stadium. So I'm very curious as to.
Wait, that's already figured out?
Yeah, they
already
pick
know
it
where
the year
Super
before.
Bowls are
Yeah,
gonna be.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm very curious as to who Rock Nation and Jay-Z and all them will select for because they've been doing local. The last couple, or not even local, but
local.
that's not true.
That's
'Cause
not
that
true
was
at
the whole
all. That
beef.
was the whole thing with Lil
well,
Wayne.
they had Dr. Dre. So the question is, I'm very curious as to who they're gonna pick for next year. I think they're gonna go away from hip hop for next year.
Oh yeah, probably.
Probably
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be.
Like
That
think
was
about
way too much
Shakira
nigga
and
them for them.
Shakira and J-Lo a couple years ago.
Yeah, I'm they've been keeping it. They've been keeping it diverse.
Yeah.
So it'll be
I mean,
interesting.
even Lady Gaga shit was hard.
Yeah. Shout out to Lettucey for singing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice. Sounded
Lift
absolutely
every
amazing.
voice.
And big shout out to John Batiste for singing the National Anthem.
Hey, you know what? I'm not a fan of his music like that, but I respect his talent. He's one talented brother.
No, he's very talented.
No, he's very talented.
very talented.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of his music, but he's mad talented. Mad talented.
Yeah.
I just
and
seen him in a movie.
He takes New Orleans everywhere he go,
He
man.
played.
It absolutely does.
Yeah. Yeah, you should check out his Architectural Digest. His house
I
is
could
great.
see him doing a Super Bowl performance in a couple years.
I can't.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like, I could see him having a vision to do something like that.
Yeah, I can
Here's
see
my
that.
thing. So the Super Bowl, you gotta execute some crazy shit. It's not enough to stand there and sing. That's what we
No,
got to lift every voice in the national anthem for.
no, but that's what I'm saying for John
You
Baptiste.
know,
I could see because
I'm just saying.
I've seen like some of his music videos, and they're like
Yeah,
sets, like
it's
Artistic.
he goes
they're
all
like
out.
he be dancing and shit
He
and running
won. He
around
won
sets
best
like
album. He
yeah.
won
So
best
like
album
I
for
could
We
see him
Are a
maybe in
couple years
about
ago.
10 years if he has some
Yeah.
big
Okay.
hits being it, doing
He's
it
an
too.
incredibly talented
Like that's
individual.
that type of artist. They gotta have vision. Janelle Monáe I could see doing it one day.
Nah,
Ooh,
shit,
I
That would
can
be
what?
see.
fucking weird
See,
though.
I can see that. I can absolutely see that.
That'd be weird.
Whole bunch of vagina
Yeah,
mascots
she have a
running
bunch
around
of
the
vaginas
field.
Titties
everywhere,
everywhere and
titties
shit.
everywhere. She
Yeah.
actually she might not be allowed.
She would be great.
She
would
will
be
show her
amazing.
titties just in
I
protest
would
for
love
Janet
Janelle
Jackson.
Monáe.
She's so good.
I love her too.
Man, shout out to her.
She'll bring her titties out just because of Janet Jackson.
I'm screaming. Yeah.
They need to bring Janet Jackson back.
They do.
They
I don't
owe
think
her.
she performs no more though.
She probably don't, but they owe
She
her.
does. She
bro.
does concerts.
Oh, does she not?
Somebody needs to bring her back on just for at least a couple seconds. I'm surprised Kendrick ain't think about that. If he performed
He
Poetic
probably
Justice,
did.
bro, I know he would be like, bro, what if I perform Poetic Justice and brought Janet Jackson?
He definitely had that thought.
He's probably
In the
gonna
thunder
say.
All right, here we go. We moving on, man, to Tyler's Turntables. Thank you, KC. First off, man, RIP to Irv Gotti. Gone too
yeah.
soon, man.
Sending condolences.
Sending condolences to the family. I believe it was a stroke.
But oh damn, he had a
yes.
stroke. That's sad.
I believe so. I might be wrong.
Ooh, a
Allegedly.
stroke?
That's tough.
Yeah.
Oof, that's
Irv
hate to
Gotti
see.
was the head of Murder Inc. Murder Inc. is responsible for artists such as Ja Rule and Ashanti. He also played a major role in DMX's career with his not first two albums, but the year he dropped two albums with Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Yeah. Also, he played a major role in Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt. I literally
didn't know that.
Yeah. I literally just watched the documentary where Irv Gotti was a DJ for this rapper and they toured in Europe and he took Jay-Z with him. And after that, Jay-Z said, I'm not doing drugs no more. I'm not selling drugs no more.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he focused on the music after that. So it's kind of it's a crazy story. So shout out to Irv, rest in peace. Yeah. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Yeah. Did I say Ashanti?
Yeah. You said Shanti.
All right.
You said Shanti.
All right, bet. All right. Now for the album of the week, man. Big shout out to Larry June, 2 Chainz, and The Alchemist. It's so funny. We talked about The Alchemist 2 weeks ago, but they dropped a collab album called Life is Beautiful. Let me tell you.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I listen to this album, man, you just picture like I could just here's what I picture when I listen to this album, right? Me and Jay at this in the big ass mansion at a glass table sipping some drink with a big ass ice cube, like talking business, but there's just a whole bunch of like
Ratchet.
bad women around serving us whatever we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's just the picture. Wives in the room with us though. They just rubbing our chest as we talk business. Like that's
baby.
It's just
baby, just talk about the money. Let me lay back and eat a grape.
This album is like the smoothest shit ever. And just two niggas that be like, I'm gonna pop my shit. You know what I'm saying? But also they really is speaking some putting candy in the medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, candy in the medicine.
And I must say, this is the first time we've heard 2 Chainz in a while. And he's actually been doing, this is his second, like his last album was a collab with Lil Wayne, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so he's been doing these collabs. there was one line. There was one line that stood out to me, and it's kind of ironic because of what we just talked about with LeAngelo. But he was like, "You need to put a condom on because you may not be that lucky." He said they got.
Do you understand?
He said they got deadbeat moms now. I said, "Oh shit." That's a
Well.
crazy thing to think about. That lady could lead this kid. Anyway, Larry June. Now, last time, what I say, Bodie James, a couple weeks ago, I said Bodie James got one of the best voices in hip hop. Well, Larry June is also on that list of best voices in hip hop with a similar sound to Bodie. It is more of it's still deep, it's still monotone, but it's more of a pimp. There's more of a pimping layer to it. You know what I'm saying?
Pimpin'.
Also, Larry June and The Alchemist, I don't know if he's worked with anybody else at this point. Larry June sticks with what he knows works, and that's working with The Alchemist, rapping over Alchemist beats. And like I was saying before, The Alchemist production is a very it's simple in a sense, but it's not up tempo. His beats don't be up tempo like that. It feels like a real smooth thing, which kind of allows the rapper to kind of use his voice as more instrumentation. Like the rapper can really do a lot with a slower beat. You feel me? So yeah. What's up, Jake? You was
I
gonna
was
say
gonna
something?
say Larry June. He's one of them guys where, like you said, he's smooth. He gotta be in the right mindset to listen to Larry June. Him and 2 Chainz.
That's the guy from the West Coast, huh?
Yeah.
Am I thinking right?
Yeah.
See, I be knowing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, him and 2 Chainz coming together. I was gonna say him and 2 Chainz style together is my favorite type of 2 Chainz. Where 2 Chainz be rapping like slow and mad, like relaxed and luxurious. So like to see them two to come together, I was excited to see when I seen it announced last week, before like a couple days before it came out. I was excited to listen to it. I actually forgot to listen to it. I wanted to listen to it for the episode.
It's very much luxury rap, but also like we're grown men with kids. It's you know, so I feel, man, I don't relate to the luxury rap, but it gives me something to look forward to. But as a nigga with kids, I get it. Well, I got one child, but I get
I was about to say, you got multiple out here?
Nigga with
niggas be like,
kid.
nigga. In the song, they be like, drop my son off, and then go back to work. They be like, I get that, my nigga.
He's like, yeah, that's a real bar.
You know, 2 Chainz got a podcast. That's probably what he been. He doing
With
a
his son.
podcast with his son. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, his son is so funny though.
Nigga said his daughter getting a driver's license.
Oh man,
he's worried, but he's not at the same time because that's his kid.
This is crazy, man. 2 Chainz became an old nigga so fast. It's like he just came out.
Have you ever seen? He used to have this show where he would like try different shit.
Most expensive shit.
And he did one where it's like, you know, he's dealing with THC. I've never seen 2 Chainz so fucking high in my life. He's like, yeah, what's this called? It had some caviar, and I think that, you know, he was like, whoa, not too much. Nigga took that whole shit while smoking. That nigga was out of there.
Was that the same
producers
episode?
Was like, you gotta chill out.
Was that the one with the gold
episode
weed?
when they gold weed?
It might be.
Have been. Yeah. There was
the
an
gold
episode
flakes.
when they was doing some weed, something with weed, and
like the food had it in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for some reason somebody asked why the urine smell after eating asparagus, and this nigga explained the whole thing.
I'm telling you.
The way they pictured it, everybody was like just not fucking paying attention. Like
2
like, why did this nigga know this? Nah, I honestly, most expensive it should come back, even though what else can he do? He actually did a good amount of episodes on that.
I feel like he
but
did
it's good to see 2 Chainz back because, you know, his lyrics are, the boy could rap, but when you listen to him sometimes, you be like, that. It's almost like he could have been like a comedic rapper.
He's mad funny when he raps.
No, seriously though. Yeah.
As serious as he is, some of them jokes be like, what the
like, we could do a full comedy album. Yeah. Like just
exactly.
Being funny.
Yeah, and it would go hard.
Yeah.
So Nah, shout out to Larry June, shout out to 2 Chainz and the Alchemist. Who
2 Chainz.
have we said this? The Alchemist is like the Eminem of producers. Have we talked about this online?
Yeah, we talked about this.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Now he ain't and the thing about production is you can't really turn into Eminem as a producer. You know what I'm saying?
I
don't
feel
think
like
you
he's
can
just
ever,
one of
like-
them rappers that if you're a really good rapper, you got to get on at least one of his beats.
Yeah, yeah. And he raps himself too a little bit. Only with Hit Boy. He don't be doing.
No.
He don't be
I
wilding.
don't think I ever
He don't
heard
be doing too
Optimus
much.
rap.
Him and Hit Boy have a collab EP where they do production over. They produce. They'll make a beat and then the other one will rap over the other person's beat. Pretty hard. It was pretty hard. So yeah, check that out. And now we go to our podcast tip of the week. So
Tip of the week.
all right, so this is here's the thing. We can't necessarily give you advice on this. We can only give you our journey on what we've been
Come
doing
on, Journey.
in regards to marketing. Now, if any of you decide to drop a podcast and just think you can post it and people will listen, you got the
Got
game.
another thing coming.
Yeah, all
messed
fucked
up.
up.
Marketing is very important because nobody will know you dropped a podcast if you do not let people know you dropped a podcast. And so, the main thing that we do for marketing is dropping reels or shorts or whatever on social media. And is YouTube considered social media?
Yeah.
On social media. So here's my experience with reels. I can only tell you mine. Jay will let you know his. For me, as Jay likes to tell us, like to keep the reels under a minute. I like the subject matter to. That should be like the subject matter should be like the first thing that comes up on the reel, right? Like whatever you talk about in this reel, and when you edit in the clip, that should be like immediately the first thing they see. Like, what are we talking about here? And then do your best to kind of change camera angles or whatever the fuck. I'm bad with terminology, but make sure you keep the viewer interested. Okay. Get to the point. Try to take out any type of breaks, any any pauses. Get rid of all of that and get to the point of your reel because people can easily swipe up.
They sure can. They just be
get
like,
to the point
they won't
as
even hit
soon
that
as
like.
possible.
They
and
won't
try
hit the like. They won't interact.
No, and try your best to give people a call and response. So ask people to subscribe, ask people to share, ask them something. You know what I'm saying? Jay, what is your advice for real?
You want to make sure the clip, like you said, gets straight to the point, and you gotta make sure it's something that people will actually want to talk about as well.
Fact.
It's really hard to like find the perfect moment of your podcast or your episode to make a clip that people will actually engage with. So like sometimes it's gonna be you're gonna feel a little weird posting a clip that's a little like raunchy, like clickbaity, because that's not how the conversation went. But you want to make sure it's something that makes people come to your podcast, be like, what were they talking about? Or
they want to hear the before and after. Yeah.
Sometimes you
And
get
that's
shit
another
on.
thing.
But hey, if you getting 70,000 bad comments, that's 70,000 people who commented on your post, who came to your page,
And
who
that's
probably
another
clicked
thing.
on other videos. And
don't expect one reel to get you popping.
Nope.
You got to crank them out.
You gotta crank them out.
Got to.
Couple times
have
a
at
week.
least
Some people say every day. That's too much. We got live.
I think that's excessive.
Yeah.
That's excessive.
You should be trying to, for long form podcasts, you should be trying to get at least like 3 to 4 reels off of an episode. Maybe even, as much as you can. Try to get as much as you can from one episode. And just so you have, a lot of stuff to post. And you don't have to post everything in one day, right? Instagram has scheduling, YouTube scheduling, all of them. You can schedule these posts so that you make them, and then over the course of a week or so, they just come out. So you constantly giving people something to look at. They constantly seeing your podcast, you're real out there.
Yeah.
Lately, one of our highest viewed has been the Rod Wave reel.
I mean, y'all were chewing us the fuck up.
Yo, it
That
wasn't that.
one
It
is
wasn't.
still
It could
making
have been
waves.
worse.
But when you look at the reel,
It could have.
when you look at the reel, it gets straight to the point. The first thing we say, what Rod Wave is a way bigger artist than Gorilla. What are we talking about, right? That gets them straight to what we discuss, and then we go more into it in the next couple seconds, right? So that's like at the moment our best example of something that we've done that's kind of been popping. Am I tripping?
Yeah, no, that's the most famous. That's the most viral one we got. We got some that got high, but that's the highest. I think that's the highest one we've ever had.
Yeah.
I will also say, don't rely on only your friends and your family, because eventually they're gonna get sick of sharing them. Then that's okay.
Here's my thing too. I feel like we don't talk about this enough. Do not feel like, don't be afraid to repost.
Yeah.
Like if you posted that shit on your story yesterday, guess what you're gonna do today? Post it on your story again, because you just never know. Sometimes I click through people's story and you're clicking through and you're multitasking and you don't peep it. Okay, you post it again. Somebody who's now paying more attention to said story, oh shoot, let me check this out. They go to the page. Then on YouTube, you can connect related videos, so it can take them right to that long form or the full length version video. So don't feel like, oh, I'm tired of reposting it. You got to keep reposting it in order to get the motion and get more eyes on it.
And there we go with the podcast tip of the week, man. Before we go, make sure if you want the convo before the convo, we had a great one today. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/noclearance. And honestly, it's just one tall Starbucks cup a month. And you get more content from us.
You get a swearing and
also,
shit.
please make sure you go to Dare to Talk YouTube channel and check out that first episode.
Come on, hook me up.
Yes,
subscribe,
make sure you
comment.
Tune in. Yes, please go to her YouTube channel, subscribe,
listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, do all of that on Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. You gotta listen. You gotta comment now. Yeah, you can comment. Leave a 5-star review. Show some love, man. KC and Jalen worked very hard on.
We really did. Yeah, come on.
A lot of time and effort went into this. I still got more to do.
Yeah. This is gonna be a great season. Me and Jay supposed to be back on it again. I don't know when, but we'll be back on.
I do. I have.
This gonna be an unhinged conversation.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's all we got for y'all today, man. Stay safe out there for everybody who getting snow and all that whatnot, man. Be safe. Stay black.
Stay blessed.
Peace.